Sometimes it goes too far.
It does go too far. I think the question I'd like to ask our listeners and viewers is, what housewives would you like to see come back next season if Miami comes back? Because there's also rumor that Miami may not come back. Yeah, they may move it to Peacock or put it on pause. Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Miami Reunion Part 3. Wow, this was a long season.
I don't think we needed 3 parts to the reunion because I don't think we really got much this episode. Do you?
We didn't get that much.
I think what we got in this episode easily could have been put into the other 2 episodes, but whatever.
Yeah, I agree. We start out this reunion with Andy talking to Lisa about what Larsa said to her when she was in Milan about she should have been with her father instead of walking the runway in Milan. And Andy asked if Larsa was right, which I have to say is a really horrible question to ask Lisa.
Awful question. Awful.
Lisa said, you guys have no idea what I was going through because I never talked about it. But my father would have wanted me there. And, not only did you not ask me how I was doing, but you guys all piled on me. And then she brought up Alexia. When your mother died, not only did I have empathy for you, but I threw a whole party for you at my house. You weren't able to make it.
She didn't even go to.
Right. You weren't able to make it, but I had everyone wear your mom's red lipstick. And she did. They all celebrated Alexia's mom.
Yeah.
And she's like, I didn't see anything for me. And then Andy said to Larsa, what did you think when she sent you the picture of her father in the casket? Larsa's like, well, we weren't in a good place, so I felt like she wanted to make me feel bad. Lisa said, you see what you did there. You made it about you. This wasn't about you feeling bad. This was about my dad. I wanted you to see what it was I was going through.
Yeah, Alexia says enough is enough.
I couldn't believe it. Honestly, almost every time Alexia would chime in, it was not appropriate. And nobody called her out on it, ever.
She had no right being in that first seat. No right whatsoever. She brought nothing this season. All she talked about was Todd.
Yeah. I mean, Lisa said, we're allowed to be going through grief for a year with our divorce. And guess what? I'm going through it. I keep it to myself a lot of times because people don't know what I'm doing, the things that I'm doing. Alexia's like, well, I feel the same way. That's the point I'm trying to make. No, it wasn't, Alexia.
Exactly. No, it wasn't. You just wanted to talk about yourself again.
Right.
And it was a failed attempt.
Right.
Failed attempt.
Andy said, I'd like to know what happened in the elevator in Seville. Julia, there weren't cameras up. Julia said, you said something to Larsa and you snapped and then the door opened and we walked out and then Jodi started texting her. And she said the insinuation, what Jodi was texting about was never discussed. And that's what the whole problem was, is they were talking about that Jodi was texting Larsa and how dare he text Larsa, but they don't even know what the texting of Larsa was about. It was nothing. It was absolutely nothing.
Right.
And Lisa says, well, she talks about Jodi's eyes. She's like, they were talking about what Jodi's eyes look like.
And Julia says, well, in my Russian culture, we ask why people have big eyes. Shut up. Enough with the Russian culture bullshit.
I know.
I've never heard that in my life.
It was crazy. This whole scene. And honestly, I am Team Lisa. I am completely on her side.
Absolutely.
She's like, you have a lot of things that you should be sorry for. All right, I didn't unfollow Marcus. I'm sorry for that. But that's pretty much all she did. That was her only thing she didn't do. She's like, I should have done that. She's like, but you really hurt my feelings with Jodi. We had nights where we almost broke up because we were fighting because of the things you were saying about him and his reputation. He's a businessman. He can't have this out there about him.
No.
And Andy said to Larsa, if you could apologize to Jodi backstage, would you do it? She's like, yeah, absolutely. I don't want to be, I don't want her to be upset. Like, I don't want my friends to be upset anymore. And
How
the thing
about when
about it,
Lisa tells Larsa, you need to say sorry because you fucked up, and Andy says, what should Larsa apologize for? What do you think, asshole? Maybe insinuating that he's a coke addict?
yeah,
Like, what do you think he should apologize? What she should apologize for?
I know. And then even it comes up again about the AC. Well, you said AC. She's like, yeah, air conditioning. I mean, since when is AC code word for drugs?
I don't know, but and the thing is listen, Miami is known for cocaine. Like it's. I
Right.
mean, we've all watched Scarface, for crying out loud. We know this is going on, but there's a difference. There's a difference. I don't know. I just don't think it should be a topic of conversation on these shows. This guy did not sign up to be a housewife. He is not a housewife, and just like Todd's getting a certain image of himself portrayed on this show. Now this poor guy's going to leave him alone, leave him out of it.
Right.
Larsa definitely tried to insinuate that Jodi does cocaine.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend got caught on camera doing it, so now you're turning it on him.
Yeah. But then Andy says again, okay, we're going to move on from this now. So
I
again,
know.
I
No
hate when he does that.
resolution.
I hate
Yeah.
I hate when he does that.
He just had it, I think, at this point. Yeah. Just moving right on.
So what he moves on to is we're going to soak up some of the fun you had while you were traveling. And then they show like all the clips where they're traveling and they're having fun. And then the first question he asks Lisa is how long she's lived in Miami. And she's like, "Oh, I don't know, 16 years." And he's like, "And still you don't seem to know a lick of Spanish?"
Who cares?
Right. Like why is this a question?
I think speaking English in Miami is perfectly acceptable. If you happen to speak Spanish, that's amazing. But who cares?
Who cares? And with all that's going on, why is this something that you're like, why? And then he asks if there's any volunteers to teach Lisa Spanish, and Kiki raises her hand because Marisol taught her one Spanish phrase, which supposedly, I don't know because I don't even really know what she said, but according to Anna, because I listened to Anna's podcast, what she taught her is the most vulgar and gross way ever to say, "Do not stick your penis in my vagina."
Right. So, yeah, please don't put your dick in my, and then nobody would say, well, I don't know what word she was referring to or said because I don't speak Spanish either.
Right.
But apparently was very vulgar, like you said.
Right. Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, we didn't need this. We couldn't edit this out. We didn't need
Right.
this.
Right.
And then he talks to Kiki about how she, traditionally eats something untraditional when she goes away. Like last year she ate crickets and this year she nearly choked on an oyster. Well, an oyster really is not that untraditional. And she said she thinks it was because maybe she was going through celibacy and her throat was dry. What?
None of these women make any sense. Honestly.
No, no. Oh gosh, I just wonder. I wonder, like, listen, I know Andy doesn't come up with all these questions, but he can pass on them, I feel like. Some of them he should
Yeah.
just pass on, right?
Right. Right.
So then he says, Julia, you fanned the flames between Alexia and Stephanie in Spain when, they arrive after the private jet. Julia said, "You're absolutely right. I give that to you 100%. Like, I didn't mean to do that. I just, she just, I don't know. All she does is apologize."
If anybody was playing a drinking game and took a sip every time Julia said, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
wasted. You'd be wasted by the end. And she
Yeah.
said she had a brain fart. That's why she was, I mean, it's so ridiculous.
It is so ridiculous. Then Lisa asks everybody, let me ask you a question. Where was the energy for these two, meaning Alexia and Marisol, when they didn't go to Marbella? And Julia said, well, the Spain trip was for Alexia, but the Marbella trip was for me. Yes, I would have liked them to be there, but that was more for me. And then all of a sudden, they're all like yelling back and forth again. Like, I can't understand what any of them are saying.
Right.
Then
Right.
Stephanie Stephanie like yells, "Can I talk, please?" Because you couldn't hear anything was saying anyway. So she's like, I want to clear the air. Is it really that bad to fly on Shoma Air with the rules?" And Adriana's like, "Nope, no, I do it any day." And Andy's like, "Yep, I would do it."
And
And
Marisol says it wasn't about the rules, but it was 100% about the rules. She starts to explain why it's not about the rules, and she's totally contradicting herself. She sounded like a moron.
Yeah, because she's like, "Well, I felt like someone was going to be in solitary confinement." And Stephanie's like, "Have you been on a private jet? There's no solitary." And then
And
Alexia
by
chimes
the
in.
way, that's a rule that you're complaining about. Like, because if you don't do this, then you're going to have to go sit there.
Right, exactly. Alexia once again tries to come to Marisol's defense, and she's like, "Well, do you remember like the big fight at the dinner the night before when Gertie and Kiki were going back and forth with the no, not Gertie, Adriana and
Adriana.
Kiki about
Ratchet,
the
wretched, ratchet,
ratchet,
wretched.
yeah." And they both deny it, but Stephanie said to Marisol, "Listen, and Alexia, it also hurt me that you tried to convince everyone else not to go." And they're like, "No,
And I
no, we didn't do that."
totally believe that happened. I totally believe that they tried to do that.
I mean, they kind of showed it to us. Like they showed them call everybody in their room and say, like, "We're not going. This is, you shouldn't go either." They're like, "No, we just said maybe we would take the train." And then Andy says, "This is so stupid too. Stephanie accused you two of being twins. If that's true, we're gonna play a game. We'll see if you answer the same." I mean, this was so dumb.
It was very dumb.
I mean,
It was very,
first,
very dumb.
is Kiki's dad hot? And did you see the look on Kiki's face? It's like that's her dad. And then, yay or nay, Jodi has Furby eyes after you just got done saying, "Stop talking about Jodi," and he's got to make it a question.
Yeah. I mean,
I
thankfully, she said no because Jodi's sitting there watching, but I don't know. It was very rude. It was very rude.
It really was.
And
It
you're
was.
not holding them accountable. You're not making them feel like they did anything wrong. And they did, especially Marisol. She was horrible to Adriana. I know Adriana's no angel and she's not innocent, but for someone who was demoted to a friend in season 3 of the show, we just figured out, why are they giving her so much power? Why is she there? Why is she there?
Well, according to Anna, the reason she's there is because Alexia is paying her.
Alexia gave up part of her salary so that Marisol can be paid as a friend of.
That is
And
according
again,
to Anna.
I 100% believe it.
I believe it
I
too.
mean, so what does that mean? Like, okay, so Adriana and Kiki were going to be friends of and get paid, and Marisol wasn't. So Alexia was like, "Listen, bring Marisol on as a friend of, and take that piece of the pie from my salary and give it to her." Right? That's what that means.
That's crazy.
So crazy, but I believe it.
I
Because
believe
I
it
don't think
too.
there's any reason Marisol should be there. I don't know if there's any reason Adriana should be there either. She's not
And
bringing much either.
it would explain why Alexia gets mad when Marisol doesn't fall in line
For sure.
because she's paying her.
Especially when they're on the after show, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Kiki, I feel like they could make Kiki a housewife and we could learn more about her.
We can't. I mean, we can see her daughter and we see her
Right.
father now. I mean, we can learn more about her.
Right. So just make her a housewife. Get rid of all these friends. It's too many people.
I think you said it. This is the only franchise that has the Friends of out the entire reunion.
Entire reunion. And
3
always has
episodes.
since it's come back.
3 episodes. And we have 3 Friends of, which is a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Just give the people that you want there a mojito, and the other ones, get rid of them.
Right. And don't bring Marisol back. I'm so over Marisol.
I'd say don't bring back Marisol. Don't bring back Julia.
No.
Bring back Nicole. I say
Yes.
keep Adriana. I would like Adriana to stay. I would like her to stay.
I like Adriana. I don't want to see her go. I just don't know what she brings. But maybe your job as a friend of isn't really to bring that much. But my point of saying Marisol was if you didn't want her to begin with and she's only there because of Alexia giving up part of her salary, what are we doing?
Right. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. So then Andy brings up Cake Gate with the equation she wrote down, like to Kiki, like, how did you think that that was going to land? And she said, looking back, like it was mean. She had no idea. I really believe that. I don't think she really understood.
Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry about that. I don't think she understood how sensitive Adriana was to her age. I don't think she realized it.
Think it was malicious, but I do think Kiki should have realized that anything about Adriana's age is going to bother her based on how she reacted to the "you're too old to be talking like that" scene.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
whatever. It is
Yeah.
what it is. It was a cake. Who cares?
Right. And Adriana goes on to say that she hasn't had a birthday party since her quinceanera when she was 15 because she doesn't like to celebrate it. Lisa gets up and goes over and gives her a hug. And Alexia and Marisol are over on the other couch, like telling her it's too much. Like, this is, this is too much.
Because she was
And
crying.
right. And Marisol's like, come on. Like, she's talking about old age and she told me I had old bony knees. And Andy says to her, you made that comment. And she's like, yeah, because I wanted to hurt her. I did it to hurt her. She admits it because she was icing me out. She said that she couldn't be on the same boat as her. And Adriana knew that. So she at least admitted why she did it. She did it to hurt her.
It's very clear that Marisol did not want Adriana around. It was made very clear this whole season.
Yeah. Yeah. She's refusing to film with her. And according to Anna, and I didn't really pick up on it, I should probably look back. She said Adriana didn't even film the first few episodes because Marisol wouldn't allow it.
Which is wild considering she's a friend of. Like,
Right.
why? Who is listening to Marisol? The producers, because she's getting them stuff. She's getting them gifts.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It really is crazy. I mean, listen, Marisol and Alexia clearly only befriended Julia to get her away from Adriana so Adriana would have one less person to film with.
Yeah.
That's very clear.
That is very clear. And even the fact that she said she's having surgery, she's not having surgery. She's having a procedure called renewing, which apparently Dolores is an ambassador for and speaks of it. It's just a procedure you have in the office. It's not surgery.
Her knees are fine.
They're fine. They're fine. So then they go to a break, but during the break, they're still filming, and Lisa's in her dressing room talking to Jodi. And then Larsa comes in and says, you don't know my history to Jodi. You don't know my history with Lisa. Like, I really needed her. Lisa said, well, it was a lot for Jodi. Like, Lisa was maintaining, like, this isn't about me. This is about what you did to Jodi because Jodi didn't sign up for this. If you have a problem with me, you bring it to me. Leave Jodi out of it. So they kind of agree that those Lisa and Larsa are going to figure it out another day, but Lisa's still maintaining that you need to make this right with Jodi. So she apologizes to Jodi. She's like, I should have never brought your name up. I should have never done that. I'm really sorry. And then Jodi, says, listen, I haven't even talked to Marcus in over a year. And Larsa's like, then what are we fighting about? Like, exactly. What are you
Right.
fighting about?
Right.
Exactly.
And I like I think Larsa is more likable when she's getting along with Lisa personally.
I
Like
agree. I
I think
completely agree.
Larsa goes very low when she's not getting along with someone, obviously. So I don't mind Larsa on the show when she and Lisa are in a good place. Larsa with Alexia and Marisol, I'm not really interested in that trio.
No, I agree. I like Larsa better when she's getting along with Lisa, but she's another one. Like, if she didn't come back, I could care less.
I totally agree with that.
I mean, I
Totally
don't need
agree.
Larsa. I don't need her
Yeah.
on this show.
No.
So they apologize and they hug and everything's good. They agree that they're not, Larsa agrees she's not going to talk about Jodi. And then after the break, they go back and Andy brings it up right away. Like, you and Larsa and Lisa, you guys have made up and you're good. And then a year ago, Gertie rang the bell announcing she was cancer free, but her post-cancer life has been anything but stress-free. And they show a lot of what she's going through and about the reconstruction that's, she's not really where she wants to be physically. They show her in the doctor's office with Russell, and Russell is the best husband ever.
Number one guy in the group. Number
Yep.
one guy in the group.
Yep. He's supporting her for the reconstructive surgery. He's like, "You're beautiful. You don't need it." They go to couples therapy together. He encourages her to go to individual therapy. He is her biggest cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
And then Andy touches on the trauma that she had, her childhood trauma, and if she thinks that that has led to her reaction to what happened with Julia. And she says that, she feels bullied, isolated, and abandoned. And that's how she felt when she was a child. It took her back to that.
Sure. It's
Which
totally understandable.
Totally.
And you know what else I liked what Gertie said? She's like, listen, there are a lot of people like me who came to this country the way I did. Like, this is not an isolated case. Like, she acknowledged that, like, this is, this happens a lot. This happened a lot. There's a lot of people out there. So maybe her talking about it did make some other people feel better about it.
No, I totally agree.
I'm not normally a huge fan of the housewives doing therapy on TV, but in this case, I'm actually very glad she did. Because it was real. It was real and it was genuine.
It was real. It was genuine. You could see what she got out of it. It opened her eyes to why she was reacting the way she was and why it was bothering her so much because of her trauma as a child. And she hadn't dealt with it ever. And then having gone through cancer and everything that she's been through, she needed this.
Yes.
And like I said, if Gertie doesn't come back, I stand by this. I am not watching this. If they get rid of Gertie, I'm not watching this because
I'm with you.
It's ridiculous because she is a good housewife and I want to see her story. And
There's plenty of other shows out there we can talk about. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. He asks her for her latest health update and she says she's doing great. She's working out. She's, trying to get her groove back. She's decided not to do any more reconstructive surgeries. And I'm happy for her. I'm happy she's come to a place where she knows what she wants to do and she's just going to be okay with it.
Yeah. And Russell is totally supportive.
Yeah. I mean, Julia apologizes again. I'm very sorry, Gertie. I made you feel this way. It wasn't intended. I lost my cool. Gertie does say thank you. I appreciate it. So I feel like she does accept it. But I think Gertie's smart enough to know that those are just words and we're just going to move forward. Right?
Yep. Yes. Yes.
Then we take another break. They come after the break, and Andy says a dream was realized when Julia and Martina welcomed two new baby birds into their coop. Okay, I don't know why he felt the need to use all these crazy analogies. They expanded their flock, but ruffled the feathers of Julia's two grown chicks. What?
Well, whatever.
So her two daughters are Vika and Emma. Vika has met the boys, but Emma has not, but she thinks Emma is coming around. Emma's the youngest. The boys are doing well. Jackson just turned 4, and Kiki was there to celebrate with her daughter Summer because they're close in age.
Yeah.
Luca is now 2.5. Andy asked, did you give your daughters advance warning that you were adopting the boys? Like, what's the root of this issue? And I don't believe her explanation. I just don't.
I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth.
So she said, we started the adoption process before Martina had cancer, and then we put everything on hold. And then she became a little bit better, and we decided we'd give it one last go. And then a month before the home study was to expire, we got a phone call about the boys. I was in Moscow, and Martina was traveling. She doesn't say where she was. She was in Moscow visiting her parents, and Martina was traveling. And we had 4 days to change our travel plans and to go pick them up. And we had no warning. Okay, well, how long does it take to pick up the phone and make a call?
Right. To your own daughter. To your own daughters.
Right. It doesn't take that long. Then Andy asked what Martina's relationship was with the daughters, and she said, well, it's better with Vika and it's a little bit emotional with Emma. I don't think that Martina has a good relationship with them. I really don't. I don't. And I think that it's probably because of Julia and because they know, I think the daughters know who their mother is.
Yep. Yep.
And they don't like it. They don't like it.
And I'm starting to think that maybe Martina was leaving Julia because of the infidelity. And Julia talked her into adopting these boys so they could be one big happy family. So Julia doesn't have to leave her cushy lifestyle with Martina.
Right. And I don't know, but Martina has no children. Martina has no heirs. So these little boys are pretty much all Martina has. And if they have been adopted by both Martina and Julia,
Julia's set for the rest of her life.
she is set for the rest of her life, even if they do divorce.
And where
Even
does
if they
that
do.
leave her two daughters?
Right.
Kind of on an island by themselves.
Yep.
Because now
So-
Julia has these two new babies that are going to be paid for the rest of their lives. Listen,
Yeah.
I feel awful saying all this,
Yeah.
but now knowing how unfaithful she has been to Martina over the years, now I feel bad for Martina.
I do too.
And I think that Julia just set herself up financially. Clearly, these boys are going to have a good life, which, when it comes down to it, is the most important thing. But I do think that that could possibly be what motivated Julia.
Yep. I do too. And then once again, Andy says, I want to move on. And we move on.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And then he goes on to Marisol. Rumor has it that you are looking to sell Mama Elsa's place. Marisol said yes.
Is she's not living in her place, is she?
She's not living in her place.
Okay.
She said Andy said, like, do you rent it out? She goes, yeah, it's been rented out. She said she doesn't think her mom is attached to it anymore because she does talk to her mom. And Lisa's like, how does she talk to her mom?
Andy did go in on Marisol a little bit here. A little bit.
He did. After this one, he did. So a viewer asked what her mom would have thought of Steve. And she said she would have loved him. And she thinks that Mama Elsa picked him and sent Steve to her. He does go in with the Dr. Nicole accused an unnamed friend of hiring a private investigator to dig up dirt so they could get a mojito. And he asked this directly to Marisol, and her response was, prove it.
That was funny.
And Alexia jumped in, it doesn't make any sense to bring it up now. And then Marisol said again, prove it or we're going to court. Okay, you just gave us the answer.
Exactly.
Dr. Nicole
and
is right.
Alexia kind of did too.
Yeah.
Like, why is she bringing this up now? She never said it didn't happen. Neither one of them ever said it didn't happen.
Yep.
Crazy.
Marisol needs to go. Marisol and Alexia.
Agree.
I want them both to go. But if you have to keep one, you can keep Alexia.
Yeah.
She'll get crushed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I thought this was interesting. Next, Andy says, Stephanie, you originally believed Alexia influenced Marisol's opinion. Then after you talked to Alexia at the spa on the cruise, your opinion flipped. Where do you stand now? And Stephanie looked right at Marisol and said, as much as I love you, you've actually hurt my feelings and I haven't really talked to you about it. She said, since I've been on the show, it's been very hard for me to listen to all the public backlash. And do you know who's managed to send me every single bad article? You.
Yeah.
And Marisol's just sitting there shaking her head no. And then she's like, well, why didn't you tell me? Don't send me stuff. I wanted you to know what was being said. I was trying to help you. Bullshit.
No, she wasn't. Oh my God. She's a horrible person.
Stephanie said, every day of my life, I'd go to bed thinking this was the worst idea of my life. And she's like, I was tagged in every single post. Like, I was starting to think, does Marisol really like me or is she just coming for me? And Marisol's like, wow, because I was trying to be your friend. No, Marisol, you were not trying to be your friend.
No, you weren't.
And then Larsa jumps in. And this was another thing that kind of threw me. honestly, I know what it is. Marisol thought when you came on that we were all going to be friends. You, me, Alexia, and Marisol. We were all going to be really close. And Larsa said, but I feel like both of you guys, you know, just you wanted to. Stephanie said, I wanted to get to know everybody. And she did. And she did say
Yeah.
that. Like, I'm not just going to be your friend because Larsa's your friend. I want to get to know everybody.
Yeah.
And Larsa said, your circle is very small, and I don't think people know how sensitive you are. And she's like, yeah, my circle's small, but again, like, this is not a safe space. And Andy said,
Problem was that she went to lunch with Adriana.
right.
That was the problem.
That was the
Marisol didn't
problem.
like that.
Right. Right. She didn't want her to do that. She
Right.
didn't want her to do that. And
And
she liked
she's used to
Adriana.
pulling the strings, and she couldn't pull Stephanie's strings.
Right. That's what it was. That's what the problem was. Because
Yeah.
when Andy said, do you think Marisol's a safe space? And they cut to the scene where she said to Marisol, I thought I was in a safe space. And Marisol said to her, there are no safe spaces. She said she gave me good advice, which I didn't appreciate at the time, but that is good advice. There are no safe spaces in this group.
These women.
Can't, yeah, I can't really open up completely. And then we go to the final party where Marisol dropped the bombshell. This is what I don't understand about this. So Adriana is saying that it didn't happen, but it did happen because Marisol's admitted that it happened. Adriana's saying that she didn't say ratchet, she said wretched.
She's saying that she meant wretched. She's really not saying that it didn't happen. She's not saying that Marisol didn't do this. But
Okay.
what she's saying is she really did mean wretched. She didn't need Marisol to say that. She didn't need Marisol to swoop in and like save her, because that is really what she meant. That's what she was saying. I
Okay.
think that's how I took it.
I mean, that would make sense because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Like, why is she lying about this? Like, if she said that, then just admit it.
What I still don't understand is the racist thing where Adriana said that Kiki called her a racist, because we never saw that happen. So why does Adriana think that Kiki called her a racist? Did she just make that up, or did Marisol tell her Kiki said she was a You know what I'm saying?
There
Like,
was definitely,
why?
yeah, there was definitely
Because we
something
never
because
saw it. Yeah.
we never saw it. And even Kiki addressed it because Kiki said, Kiki's the one who said, I don't think that you're a racist. I never thought that you, even if you did say ratchet, that's not what I thought. I don't think you're a racist. Nobody here thinks you're a racist. But Adriana had the impression that Kiki was spinning it, that she was a racist. And I agree
Right.
with you. She had to get that from somewhere. And who else would spin that? The only person that would spin that would be Marisol.
Right. But why isn't Adriana saying it? That's the only reason I think maybe Marisol didn't, because I feel like at this point, if Marisol said it or insinuated it in any way,
Adriana would
Adriana would have
say it.
called her out for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why she's not. I really don't. But Kiki does make it perfectly clear that, she doesn't think Adriana's a racist. And after seeing what happened, that she's mad at both of them because she was in a good place with Marisol and Marisol didn't have her back. And she's trying to help her. Like she said, like they've had a problem since the fall of the Roman Empire. And they have, like, they've never been
Yes.
good.
No, never, never. I like that Kiki got the Amazon driver's number.
Oh,
She's like,
I missed
yes, he
that.
was cute. I got his number.
Oh, I love that. I missed that.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Kiki.
Marisol kept saying to Adriana, I just wanted you to lay off of me. I just wanted you to lay off of me, man. I think Marisol goes harder for Adriana than Adriana ever does to Marisol.
I
But see,
completely
that's the
agree.
thing, like, right? Like, but Marisol's like conniving about it, like sneaky about it. She's just
Yeah.
not a good person, Marisol. She's just not a good person.
Andy asks Marisol, do you feel like you owe anyone an apology? And she feels like, I didn't take Kiki into consideration. I didn't think how it would affect you. And I apologize for that. I was thinking about myself. Okay. Really?
And
They
that's
go
it.
to a
That's
break.
all we got.
And then we get the final thoughts for season 7. And Andy says he wants to end on a positive note and he wants to start with Stephanie. And Stephanie says, "This is by far one of the top 5 best experiences of my life. I think, meeting all these girls is something I'm gonna cherish forever." And I believe her. I do. I believe her. Andy says, "Lisa, I gotta tell you something. I'm very impressed with your growth tonight." I agree with him 100%.
Me too.
I mean, Lisa is a different person with Jodi. She really is.
Well, listen, when somebody's treated nicely and with respect, they feel
Yeah.
better about themselves. And, I think that's what we're seeing the result of. I don't think Lenny was nice to Lisa in any way, shape, or form.
No, and she was
I think
so
he
young.
provided, yep, exactly. Yep.
She was so young, so impressionable. She didn't have any real life experience. And when she was thrown to the fire with Lenny, she had to grow up quick and like
Hmm.
stand on her own and take care of her kids. And she was so lucky to have Jodi there by her side helping her.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think she rose to the occasion. I really
Yep.
do.
Absolutely.
And then Andy said, "Hello, Green. What about you?" And he was talking to Gertie. Like, why did he call her green? Because she was wearing a green dress?
I don't
Stephanie
know,
was
but
wearing green
Stephanie's,
too.
yes, Stephanie's dress.
I thought that was rude. I
I
feel
thought
like
it
he
was
doesn't
weird.
like Gertie. I feel like they don't like Gertie and it aggravates me.
I think that Andy is very transparent with who he likes and who he doesn't like, and I agree with you. I don't think he likes Gertie, and I don't know why, but he's very transparent. You can see it from a mile away when he likes or dislikes them.
Yeah, I don't like it. I really don't like it. I think it's rude. So she says, "I'm amazing, and to be honest, everything that's happened this season," and Andy interrupts her and says, "You're going to plug your book?" And Gertie said, "Of course I am. And good for her. Why
Absolutely.
shouldn't she plug her book?"
Absolutely.
It's coming full circle. It's From Trauma to Trophies. That's the name of her book, From Trauma to Trophies. Good for you,
Mhm.
Gertie.
Yep.
We're
I
going to
will
buy your book.
definitely read that book for sure.
Kelly will read it. We will buy it. We buy whenever we'll buy it, and Kelly will read it because I'm sorry, I don't read books. I don't have time. I will listen to the audiobook for sure. I would
Yeah,
listen
there
to
you
the
go.
audiobook. What about Adriana? Adriana says the notes that were left on your mirrors this morning, those were from me. This was actually funny. I thought this was so funny.
Me
And they
too.
they show all the ladies reading the notes in the morning when they arrive, and Marisol thought it was her producer. She said, "Because the terminology seems so legal and smart." And Adriana said, "I'm going to Harvard, girl. I write all the time."
Mhm.
And Kiki thought it was Stephanie. Listen, I give credit. Some people hate that about Adriana. I actually like it. I like
I
it.
thought it
I
was
do.
great.
I
Yeah.
like it. She said, "Before we start the reunion today, please read and abide by these instructions. Rule number 1, clear, clean, concise, focused statements on your position." I didn't get the rest of them because they didn't say them. But the other one was
Right.
no goobly gop language.
So funny.
Next is Kiki. She said she realized this friends group has ups and downs, but like it's just her and her 2 kids, and with this group, she feels like she has all these husbands. She said, "'Cause it's not even like having sisters. Like, you guys are tough. Like, I wanna be as tough as all of you." And I like that for Kiki. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marisol's was, "I love having girlfriends, and I love what I do." Okay. And then Julia said that this year, I feel it was my best season and my worst season. My best because, of course, I expanded my family. My worst because I realized I have a lot of growing to do. Through the pain of it all, I have these women with me, and she reaches out to everybody on her couch.
Yeah.
Come on. Come
Well, listen,
on.
the whole growth thing is clearly so she tries to get another season. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to grow. I'm going to be better next year. So make sure you put me on the show so you could see it. I mean, that's so clear.
I mean, I don't know if it's true, but supposedly it's out there that she is seeking treatment for PTSD.
She put that out there.
Did she?
I think so. Who
Oh,
else would put
okay.
that out
All
there?
right, so then it's not true. If she put it out, then I know it's not true because she doesn't tell the truth.
I mean, who the hell else is putting that out there?
Oh my gosh. So then Larsa says, "I feel good. I'm with my friends. We have such a solid friendship. Even you, Adriana." I was like, okay. She said, "I feel like even if you called me, I'd be there for you." I mean, I'm not
Yeah, like,
sure, but I feel like maybe.
what's your problem with Adriana?
Who
Just
knows?
just that Alexia and Marisol have a problem with her,
That's it.
right?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
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 Alexia
Terrible.
said, yeah, the most positive thing for me is that the ladies were there for me. And Adriana says to Alexia, I'm proud of you because it takes a lot of courage to walk away from somebody you love.
Yeah. That was
Alexia
nice.
said, it was nice. Said, now that I'm on the other side of this, I'm stronger now and I see everything that you guys were seeing before. I see it now. I mean, I hope that's true, but I don't know if it is.
I don't know if it is either.
I don't know if it is.
I don't either.
I do say I hope that Todd wins, but everyone says it's not ever going to go to trial. He's going to settle.
He's definitely going to settle, but that's the whole
Yeah.
point of what he's doing.
Yeah.
And listen, if he does settle, it'll be very interesting to me because the whole Brandy Glanville thing went away. The whole Leah McSweeney thing went away. Like, what makes him think he's going to be successful against basically NBC? But I kind of hope, I do hope he is, not kind of, I do hope he is successful. And I hope that this sets a precedent for them to leave these partners alone. And I mean, he didn't do himself any favors, Todd, but they really, I mean, he got dragged.
He did. He did. I mean, I think that 10-minute apology video that he put out was really the beginning of the end for him.
Yeah, yeah. The first one to Anthony, Dr. Nicole's
Yeah, that's the one.
partner.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah.
referring to. Yeah, that's the one I'm
Yeah.
referring to. Because that's when everything switched. You know, that's
Yes.
when he didn't show up to the party after that video because he didn't want to have to deal with it. But even though he was there and downstairs, that's when everything changed.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah. I don't know. I hope he's successful, though. I hope Bravo has to take accountability for something because they're ruining lives. They really are. And I know we like to watch it and we talk about it and we like the drama, but sometimes it goes too far. Sometimes it goes too far.
it does go too far. I think the question I'd like to ask our listeners and viewers is, what housewives would you like to see come back next season if Miami comes back? Because there's also rumor that Miami may not come back.
Really?
Yeah, they may move it to Peacock or put it on pause.
Again.
Yeah, may go on pause again. So that's my question. What housewife, if Miami comes back, what housewives do you want to see?
Yeah.
And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I also heard that I don't know if this is true. Bravo wants no part of not Melissa, Joe and Teresa's
Sit down.
sit down. They will not film it.
So my opinion on that is that bullshit. Bravo would have cameras there in a hot second if they were allowed to. My personal opinion is that Joe and maybe even Teresa. I'd have to think that Teresa would want it on camera, but I don't know. Maybe Teresa too. I feel like Joe Gorga was probably like no cameras. Like if we're
I would
doing
say,
this,
yeah, no cameras. I don't think it should be on camera. I don't want to
it
see it, to
should
be honest with you.
definitely not be on camera. I mean, Bravo clearly ruined this family. Bravo ruined this family. And at some point they'll acknowledge that.
Well,
But
they
as
didn't do
of
it on
right
their
now,
own. They did not do it on their own.
no, but I mean, they it didn't have to it first I have so many opinions, you know.
I know
But
you do.
I just feel like they could have prevented a lot of things from happening. But whatever, it is what it is. Here we are. I think it's a smart move not to have that conversation on camera. Just like Melissa said when she met with Kathy Wakili. Kathy asked her not to discuss it, and she, you know, went along with that. And then Kathy's the one that's wound up talking about it and twisting it and trying to make Melissa look bad in this situation. Like it's just not healthy. But I think that that is false that Bravo said they don't want anything to do with it. I think Bravo would be there in a hot second if both parties were agreeable to it.
Hope that Bravo did say they don't want any part of it. That's my hope. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And regardless of whether it was Bravo or Joe, I'm glad that it's not going to be filmed because I don't think it's any of our damn business. I
I
don't think it's any
totally
of our
agree with you.
business. I don't think it's any of our business. I don't care. I don't care. I would like nothing more than to have New Jersey come back next year and for them to be good. I would love
In a
that.
good
I
place.
seriously
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love to see them in a good place because I think that's what's best for them
For
as a
them,
family.
exactly,
That's
exactly,
what's
but it's
best.
not best for Bravo.
Well, I
'Cause
don't
you
I
know I'm rewatching it right now, right? I'm on
yes, I know.
season 8.
Oh my god, I thought last week you were on season 6. You're on season 8
Yeah,
already?
yeah, I'm just cruising, I'm just 'cause it's on
Okay.
in the background, it's just playing in the
Okay,
background.
okay, okay.
So, season 8, I believe this is Siggy's last season, which I also believe it was time for Siggy to go. I don't think this whatever. But they're getting along fine. Joe Judice is away, and Joe and Melissa and Teresa are getting along fine. But do you remember when they very briefly opened up a restaurant and they were
Oh,
gonna
yes.
have it right? And then all of a sudden, Melissa and Teresa started arguing because Teresa thought Melissa should be there more, but Melissa's got envy. Like it was all made up bullshit. But it was all made up bullshit by producers saying, you know what, Teresa, you should act like you're mad at her because she's not here. So even when they were getting along, it was
Right,
like
right.
fabricated arguments. That's where I'm at
Yeah.
in the show now.
Alright. Guess we'll have to wait and see. BravoCon is just around the corner.
Yeah, I
We're
would
gonna get some
imagine something's
announcements.
gonna get yeah, I would imagine.
We're gonna get some announcements. I don't know if we've mentioned this. Uh, Stephen McBee Sr. was sentenced for his, charges that he pled guilty to, his federal charges. He is sentenced to 24 months in prison and has to pay $4 million in restitution, and he needs to self-report, I forget the date, it's some date in the beginning of December, I think December 6th or 7th. So before Christmas, but after Thanksgiving.
I would imagine they're gonna film while he's away.
Oh, they picked up
Yeah,
filming.
but they're not gonna wait 2 years for him to come home before they start filming.
No, they're definitely not gonna wait. They're gonna definitely film. I mean, they filmed last season pretty much without him. And I do think that he pled guilty, so his children would not be implicated. And Galena, I believe that he took the bullet. I don't think that this was him by himself. And I think he got off easy. I think he got off
Right.
easy. I do. I
I
mean,
do
2
too.
years.
I do too.
I'm sure he'll be out sooner than 2 years because that's what they do. They lower the sentence. He also has, which I don't understand the difference because according to cousin Gina, there's no probation in federal prison. So this is federal. He has
Parole, there's
super
no parole.
Oh, there's no parole. So there's no parole, but he's supervised. He's got supervised release after he's let out the 2 years. I think that's for another 4 years of supervised
I'm
whatever that
sorry,
is.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was probation, not
I
parole.
don't
I
know.
forgot.
Either
I
way.
remember her what
Yeah.
she was saying. I remember
Yeah.
her saying when you go to federal prison, once you're out, you're out.
Right. But that's not, I mean, in this case, I know that once he does get out, they said that there's supervised something, whatever it is. I don't know
Yeah, well,
exactly
even when
what the term
Teresa
was.
got out, she had the ankle bracelet on.
She did?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember. It was so long ago. I know you're way more up on this than I am because
I
you've watched it
just watched
45
season
times.
7 when she gets
I know.
out. She had the ankle bracelet on.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. Maybe
Yeah. So
that's part of the sentence. Like maybe that's what she meant. Like once that's done, then you're done. There's no probation. You don't have to check in with anybody after that. Like that's
right.
just part of the release.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been to jail.
Listen, and let's hope
I
you
don't,
never do.
exactly. And honestly, I don't know anyone personally that's gone to jail either. But our friend, your cousin Gina, does. So she can
Yes, she
actually
does.
speak a little bit
She sure does.
more familiar than we can. Love you,
Yeah,
cousin Gina.
absolutely. We'll have her
All right.
on. She'll give us the lowdown.
Yep, she will. So until next time, thank you for watching and listening to We Why Whenever. Please subscribe and give us 5-star reviews. Bye.
Bye.